Hi, I'm Gary.
And I'm Dina, and these are our two hot dinghy dogs, Callie and Mila.
We're traveling on our 1996 Bayliner 3988 motor yacht on America's Great Loop. Join us on our journey and welcome aboard. Hey everybody, we've made it to the wharf for the rendezvous.
Yay!
Yay!
It's Sunday the 16th?
Yes.
Rendezvous starts tomorrow. We are in Orange Beach, and if you look behind us, want to know why they call it Orange Beach? Beautiful orange sunsets, buddy.
That's right. And guess
probably
what?
Oranges.
They got ice cream here. Good morning, mister. What's on the menu? Fish or fish? Baby.
He's got real hard gill plates, so
Do they?
he's liable to cut you if you get him in the gill plates.
So I'm gonna have to get me some gloves because I know anything about saltwater fish.
Let him wear down just a second. Oh, he got off!
Oh,
Yay!
Does anybody like fishing boats? They're kind of small. 50, 60 foot. I think there's 75 in here. Kind of cool at night when they're all lit up. There's just a few of them.
back down into our switch there, and that'll complete our circuits for the inverter and for the generator.
Okay.
So what we need, what do we got left? We got this green wire,
Yeah,
and we got this white wire.
So what we're doing is putting a disconnect switch in that will take us where we will in the future have the ability to be on lithium house bank batteries, off grid, or generator, or shore power.
Yep, just by coming in here and selecting the correct switches. All right, brother. So
But the key is to have the right person here to help you, to guide you.
So this right here, we need that. Oh, it's gonna go there. So this wire can actually be cut somewhere right around. All right, Gary, you're out here helping us today. You're learning how to drive this boat with these Glendennings. This is what looping's all about. We came out, we helped you with your electrical system, and now you're gonna help us. I'm super jacked, big guy, because you're gonna help us pull these injectors out of Hinos, which you know the Hino engines and the injectors. So it's kind of loopers helping loopers. So Steve wants to get his injectors clean before he leaves on the loop, and you're helping me move the boat back, and I helped you with your electrical system, which, well, it wasn't anything. It was just, we need to look at the wiring and change out, just relocate some of the wires is all we had to do.
Yeah, but the moral of the story is I had my own tools, I have quality tools, and my electric meter was still not reading correctly.
Yeah, that was...
So no matter how much money you spend on your tools, they can still fail.
I went out there, and that's the first thing I diagnosed was your voltmeter isn't working correctly. So it's hard for him to even diagnose what's going on if that's not working correctly. But once we got that diagnosed correctly, it really only took us about an hour after that to move the correct wires and put them in the correct space. But you've got to have somebody that knows what they know. Does that, you know what I'm saying, Gary?
Yeah, on my own, that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
On my own.
Most electrical is. I had to get good. I don't know if you guys, you know, I shouldn't be on, what's the name of your channel?
Naughty Soul HDD.
Naughty Soul here. But if you follow my channel on No Regrets, we did the Panama Canal, but getting that boat ready for Panama, I had to become a master electrician, baby.
Whee! This is the fun part. So our bike ride to the beach ended up being way farther than what we thought it was going to be. That's what it's all about. Our trip took us through lots of trails and heavy traffic. I fell, another one of the ladies fell, and but we only got like 10 minutes at the beach, but it was still fun.
Here we are waiting on our groceries. It is awful nice here. It's like, feels like 75 degrees, but I like it. And you hear the sound of the privacy gate behind us.
We're getting a Walmart delivery,
Yeah.
so we can go out for a few days.
Yeah, getting ready to get underway shortly, and probably tomorrow morning. Hi everybody, day 69, America's Great Loop. We're out looking for dolphins. We're heading to Fort McCree, and then we're going to head to Pensacola Naval Air Station for the next 2 days. Fort McCree, here we come. Fort McCree dinghy ride. 2025. So as you all can see, here are the results of what happens when you damage a prop for the second time in a month. Um, we have a diver in the water. He pulled the prop off for us, rushed it over to a prop shop, had it repaired, and then he came back. I think they had a turnaround of like 36 hours, and he had the prop back on. So our props are they're bronze, and the new props are Nibral, and a replacement one would be like $2,600 each. Thank goodness we didn't have to go that far. This propeller actually was bent within about 2 degrees of being totally trashed, so we barely escaped having to pay that. But anyway, we have Michigan wheels, and they repair nicely, and they're doing great for us again. But All this is due to my understanding of the tidal swings more, or not enough, I should say. So we came in at low tide and got into some areas that were not charted correctly. Tides and sand shift with the ocean currents and stuff. But we were really trying to do something nice for my parents, and it just did not work that way. And it kind of saddened me because I wasn't able to do something for them that I really wanted to do and take them to the museum at the Naval Air Station. But here you can see Ryan's taking the puller and he's going back under. He's made the adjustments and he's going to pull it off now. But great guy, highly recommend him. If anybody wants his contact information, reach out to me. Super honest guy, and he did a great job for us. Now you can see the photo of the prop. It's bent pretty well. Yep. It looks well right here.
You got a ruler or something?
I got
See, you can tell by looking at it. I bet they painted them too while they were in the yard.
He painted it.
Did it? Yeah, so they definitely got sandblasted.
But you can tell it's got one blade bent.
You know, you don't see anything obvious with it, but
one of them's bent.
I tell you what.
Well, look how much sand it was in. It cut the paint right off of it.
I would have definitely thought that, because you don't run. You guys run.
What happens when you're not careful enough and you take somebody to go do something and you don't have any faith in what the church is saying, because they're right, until you get to a channel that's no longer managed? You have to have a prop repaired. As you can see, this prop has been repaired for the second time in the past month. I got Ryan here. He's getting ready to get in the water here, put my prop back on Naughty Soul. So here in a couple minutes, he'll be having it back on. Naughty Soul's out on a parts run. We're on our bikes going to go get some toilet repair parts. One of the more glamorous chores of boat duties. The Joker valve has failed, and West Marine has one in stock and has my name on it. So we're going to go to West Marine and pick this thing up. In the meantime, we've got about a 1.5 mile bike ride on our little S2E2 Loop bikes. We're going to enjoy riding these instead of walking. So anyway, I'm following this hot young chick wearing a Kingfisher Bay Marina and RV park and her boater's hat. She's styling. I'm just the old man in the back holding the camera. Anyway, here we go, off on a journey. All right, here we are. Getting ready to pull into the West Marine. This road is a pretty busy road, but I tell you what, it's really nice around here. Everything's clean. I don't see any trash around. Looks like a real nice park here. Anyway, on to buy toilet parts. I guess you heard I couldn't shift the correct direction on a new bike, so here we go. All right, here we are. The Adventures of Naughty Soul, and I ran off the road. The words of Larry Cable, the guy, and Jeff Foxworthy. Now that was funny. You might be a redneck if you wreck riding your bicycle after you go to West Marine and get your toilet parts. Woohoo! Anyway, Orange Beach. We're going down the road here, this bike path beside the road. It's pretty nice. Am I right? Huh?
We can go anywhere.
Yeah, we can go anywhere. I think this is the junior and middle school and high school. It's the Orange Beach Mako Sharks, right? Mako Sharks? Home of the Makos. Sorry for my filming, but I'm holding my phone in my hand and having a good time. All right, our last bridge of our parts run to West Marine to to get toilet diaphragms. Doesn't that sound like fun for everybody? It does me. Funny thing is, they look identical to the parts in a Sloan flush valve. For all you maintenance guys know what that is, I'll have a video on me rebuilding that. And up here in front of me, instead of a ball drop at New Year's Eve, they do a marlin drop at this roundabout town square. It's pretty cool. Everybody tells us how great it is. Maybe we'll get to see that this year. Alrighty, here we are, Jabs Co. manual toilet repair. The toilet fills the bowl correctly, but it won't empty the bowl. So we're going to tear this apart today and show you what's involved in doing it. Okay, so I have the screws out. I have everything removed as much as possible. I'm going to try to avoid any water spillage. It is just salt water that's what's left in here. So I'm going to lift it out, see if we can find a problem here. There is a little bit of water over the piston, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do much about it. So we have little valves right here. My thought is we have sucked up some debris from the seawater and got in the valve seats, and it's not closing correctly. So they're just check valves. They're on a rubber diaphragm. If these do not seal correctly, this is what will cause it. So the pump is working, but the check valves are not. I'm going to go ahead and replace the check valves and try to get this done. Should be fairly simple, but I'm going to try not to make a mess. And I know I'm going to make a little mess. Okay, here we are. We're going to compare the two sealing pieces. This one obviously is tarnished from the seawater. It's just a rubber gasket with flaps. They act like check valves, a lot like the valves in your heart. So anyway, this one's worn. You can see indentations in here. It's kind of hard to see in here in the boat, but you can see where there is significant wear in these. I don't think these have ever been rebuilt, and if that's the case, these are from 1996. So we bought an entire rebuild kit. All the other seals and everything's working just fine. I'm only going to use this part to try to save myself some parts, because when we do go to the Bahamas, you cannot get any parts. So you've got to be self-reliant. So I'm going to keep as much back as possible. So I'm going to put this back together. The selector switch on here, when you flip this, it just pushes on these brass pieces and makes them seal to the side that you desire it to be on. There's really not a lot to this. You just got to get it good and seated and squared up. Let me soak up a little water that's in the housing here so it doesn't drip forever. Throw that in the toilet. We'll place this back down. It's got 6 screws, holds it together. Little plastic self-tapping screws.
And gratitude. Mary and Joseph were turned away from the inn, and the Savior of the world was born in a humble stable.
right, here we go, people. It's gonna get real. Say happy birthday, everybody. Number one. National Lampoons. Oh!
That didn't work.
I got stuck, people. See if I can get it going here on this saucer sled full of Chevy Chase. Oh, I'm starting to spin. This might hurt. Oh! Naughty soul's going down the road.
Afternoon, everybody. We have our hot dinghy doggies in the back, and it's Deckhand Dina with gregarious Captain Gary over here.
Gregarious.
Gregarious Captain Gary. And we are on our way back from a lovely 3 weeks at home. Here's a mess. But we were on our family vacay for Christmas and going back to sunny Alabama. Beautiful. We haven't seen sunshine in a little while back home, and we're getting back on our naughty souls so we can continue our trip on